Welcome to this week's episode. We are answering your questions about aviation video marketing.
Without calling out your name.
Exactly, questions and answers. So I'm Paula Williams.
I'm John Williams.
And we are ABCI, and ABCI's mission is...
to help more aviation companies sell more of their products and services.
Absolutely. All right, so video is one of the things that has really taken off in the last year as more people have broadband, more people are able to watch video under different circumstances. Video's gotten cheaper to produce because cameras have gotten super cheap. Everybody has a fabulous camera on their phone, right? Even video camera. We have a better video camera on our phone than we have this monster camera that we bought years ago that was the state-of-the-art fabulous thing. That was a lot more expensive than using our phone, which actually ends up with a better camera than what we had before, right?
Right, without spending a lot more money.
Exactly. So everybody's got the technology to do this, and people are starting to do it well and badly. And so a lot more of it is showing up, and a lot more of it is being effective. So we're going to talk about that. Now, when you and I started talking about video marketing, you sometimes ask me, what do you mean by video marketing? Are we going to be on camera or not, or what,
Yeah, video means different things to different people. To me, that means you are going to have your face on the camera.
Right, so we have to set up the camera and we have to do the thing like we're doing right now.
Exactly.
All right, exactly. And if you're just listening to this, John and my face are on the camera right now in a picture-in-picture mode with a slide behind it. So this would be what you would call video.
No.
Okay.
Video is a camera.
Right, so we're doing video right now.
Exactly.
So this is what you would call
the slide stuff is all optional.
Okay.
At extra cost.
Okay. So some examples of what video marketing is in aviation. A video walk around of an aircraft that's for sale.
Exactly.
A video product demo where you're videoing someone who is demonstrating a product.
Of course.
Those kinds of things. Other types would be a cartoon. That is also a video file, right? It still falls under the category of video marketing.
Okay.
Okay. A slideshow with a voiceover is video marketing. It is a video and you use it for marketing.
Right.
Okay.
But you can't use the generic term video to mean one thing versus the other.
Okay, so right now we're talking about the American Marketing Association definition
I don't
of
care
video
about
marketing.
that stuff. We're talking about people out here that don't have a clue about whatever it was you just said.
Exactly. So there's some disagreement. I'm coming from the perspective of a marketing professional. You're coming from the perspective of an aviation professional. So we have different views on it, but I'm right when it comes to marketing. Right? So video marketing
Girl
is basically...
is always right.
The marketing person is always right when we're talking about marketing, right? So what they mean by that, when someone talks to you about video marketing, a vendor or anyone else who is a marketing person, they're talking to you about anything that could be a video file, a file with some kind of motion in it, or an ad with some kind of motion in it. Whether that involves a camera or a computer recording or a recording using PowerPoint, or it doesn't matter what you use to produce it. It is a MOV file or an M4V file is, what we're looking for in technical terms. Okay. Cool. So yeah, slideshows with voiceover, slideshows with music, all of that is considered a video by the advertising venues like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TV, radio.
I saw this as an aside.
Okay.
I saw a thing yesterday, coffee cups.
Really?
And the guy's holding one that said Mr. Right. And she's holding one that says Mrs. Always Right.
Right? Makes perfect sense. If the shoe fits. So, yeah, that's video marketing, is anything that produces a video file. Okay, so now that we know what video marketing is in marketing parlance, we'll add that caveat to it if that makes you feel better.
Continue, please.
Okay. Does video marketing, as we defined it a second ago, work for B2B, high ticket, and complex sales?
Of course.
Okay. Yes, and some of the things that we find when we look at some of the statistics in the marketplace, companies that use video marketing grow their revenue 49% faster than those who don't.
That's amazing.
Aberdeen Group, exactly. 64% of marketers using video believe it has directly led to increased sales.
That bothers me when I say believe.
Well, yeah, and
because they should have some more stats that say definitively has led.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a weasel word. What we call a weasel word, right? But it is really, really hard to attribute a buyer action to a single item.
Rationalization.
Yeah. So if I ask you why you bought a particular item, are you going to remember which advertising mechanism it was that made you make the decision? Are you going to remember the fact or figure or video or interaction or conversation?
The first one or the last one?
Any. Are you going to remember the one that caused you to make the decision?
They may not be a single one.
Exactly. So believe is a perfectly legitimate word here, I think, because it is really hard to say. And I wouldn't believe it if they said 64% of marketers say video has directly led to increased sales. Unless they had statistics saying that they made the purchase directly after that video.
My point. That's what they should say and have.
Right. Okay. 52% of marketing professionals worldwide name video as the type of content with the best ROI. And that's partly because of the cost coming down and partly because of the effectiveness going up, right?
Right.
Okay.
It used to be astronomically expensive to produce the video.
Right, exactly. And not very many people could see a video because they didn't have broadband. So, if you produced a video, you'd have to send it to someone on a DVD. So, there was a lot more steps in the process. 70% of B2B marketers think that video is more effective than any other form of content when converting qualified leads. Once again, there's a think word in there. So those of you statistical purists will notice the weasel word. 76.5% of marketers report seeing results with video marketing, and that's Animoto. So, yes, there is some ambiguity in some of these statistics, but it's from a lot of different places, and they're all positive. I have not seen any negative statistics. If you have one, we'd love to see it in the comments on video. And maybe you had a bad experience with doing video, or one that didn't work, or one that you spent a lot of money on and it produced no results. I think it's worth giving it a shot again if it's been a couple of years or if it's been a while, because if you do it right, it works. And what do we mean by doing it right?
Well, what's interesting is, to digress for a moment, some of the unplanned videos are the best.
Yeah.
I did a walk-around video of a Boeing 737 at NBAA one year. Mm-hmm. No, actually it was an Airbus 320.
320, right. I was just going to correct you, but then I decided not to. Because of what you said earlier.
Of course.
Of course.
And it ended up working for one of our clients quite nicely.
Oh yeah, we ended up using that walk-around video in an ad. So it was just a chance thing that we happened to be there. He happened to have his phone. He was playing with the camera and decided to just do this.
Yeah, do it just to check out the way the thing works and see if I can make something reasonable, and it ended up being a live wire.
Right, exactly. So I would suggest that you make use of what you have. If you've got a phone in your pocket, by all means, take little video of people doing things around your office. If you're doing a content marketing package with us, we love those little pieces of video because we can almost always do something with them that makes you look good, that makes your customers feel like they're part of your family, that they can see what's going on with in your shop and other kinds of things, so that it just feels more transparent and real. It doesn't have to be studio quality video. There are ways that we can use it that will make the most of it and make it look transparent and obviously real, rather than glitzy and polished. Okay, another question: how long should my videos be? And the answer depends on what the purpose is of that particular video. So there are reasons to do short video, and those reasons are if you're early in the sales process, you haven't earned a lot of their attention yet. You haven't earned 15 minutes of somebody's attention until you have a reason, show them a reason that they're interested in your product or service.
I understand what you said, but that video I took was not short.
No, it wasn't short.
But it was used.
It was used.
And early and at the end of the sales cycle.
Right. That's true. So, sometimes the rules are made to be broken, but...
Maybe it just got lucky, huh?
Don't know. So we'll talk about that video, actually, after we go through some of these basics, and then we'll talk about how that worked and why, some of the ways that we used it. So you want to use short videos early in the sales process. So if somebody has no idea who you are or what you do, then the first thing is you want to grab their attention. And you can do that with an astonishing fact or a problem solution situation. Are you someone who suffers from, whatever it is, lost tools or, a maintenance lag because of a delay in parts, whatever it is, whatever the problem it is that you solve, if you can grab somebody's attention that is having that problem right now, you will earn more of their attention than if you don't. Humor is always a really great thing to use early in the sales process. So short videos early in the sales process for grabbing attention, and you want to use astonishing facts, problem solutions, humor. Okay. Later in the sales process, you have earned more of their attention. They know that you can help them with their lag in receiving parts or whatever to get an aircraft back off the ground. So you've got their attention and they're interested. So you want to create longer videos that answer their questions and build credibility. So here you want to be a little bit more serious and put a little bit more substance into these. You can still use humor, but you definitely want to add some more facts and more meat to your videos. So here you can use customer stories, demonstrations, questions and answers, other kinds of things like that. So this A320 video that you shot. And
yeah, that was the, I believe it was their answer to the BBJ. And the stairwell, they had, the gorgeous women at the bottom. Not letting anybody on unless it was a private group and they already had pre-assigned whatever. So I said, nuts. And I decided to do a walk around as if, I was thinking of our client, I said I'd do a walk around as if I was doing a pre-flight. Airline kind of pre-flight.
Yeah. Right.
And so I did.
Yeah.
And didn't think anything more of it. Figured out the camera worked pretty good.
Saved
showed
the file.
You, saved the file, showed it to you. Said, we can use that for whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And so what we used it for was the client that we used it for had an A320 type rating program. And so, these are people who we've already got their attention. We know who they are. And, we sent it out in an email. And a lot of people went through it because they want to be A320 pilots. And this is what they're going to be doing in the future. And they want to know how this works and what it looks like. And they've never seen it before.
Yep.
So, that was a really nice placement of a particular video and a thing that will show them what to do. Okay, so same scenario. Where should I publish my videos? So once again, we've got the early in the sales process, short videos, later in the sales process, long videos. So you're early in the sales process, you want to catch people where they are. So there's a lot of people on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter that probably meet the criteria that you're looking for in a prospective customer. This is where you hit them with a short video. In fact, even Instagram. Instagram only allows 60-second videos. So you have to keep it really short, but there's a lot of people that you could reach in that way that would not otherwise come across.
And you can always put a link in there to something else.
Not in Instagram, but in the rest you can.
You can put a link in there, you just may not be able to click on it.
You can type a link in
That's
there,
what
but
I
it won't
mean.
be clickable. Right?
That's right.
It won't be active.
But they can see it.
Yeah, you can type a URL in there, but it's not a link.
Right.
Okay. So, right. So short videos, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. Long videos, you can put on your website for SEO. You can put short videos on your website as well, but they're not going to be as juicy to the search engines and other kinds of things. You can put them in an email as an embed, and there's a way of doing that makes it look like they can click on the video and play it directly in the email. It doesn't play directly in the email. It goes to another player, either in YouTube or somewhere else. Right. But those things that look like they're embedded in the email, those are incredibly effective in terms of getting people to open an email. Personal emails from a sales consultant. So once you're in the sales process and they have a question and you send the answer and it has a link to a video, that is incredibly effective. I love that. When we were looking for CRM software and I'm asking, does it do this? And they send me a link to a video that shows me that it does that. That is so much better than the sales guy telling me that it does that.
Right.
Right? Okay. In-person sales presentations. We've been in a lot of sales presentations lately where they kind of cut to a video and it gives everybody a little bit of a break, but it also provides some information in a consistent and glossy way that doesn't rely on the salesperson's skill all by his lonesome, right?
Right. The only thing that doesn't cover is people like me that want details.
Yeah. And you can always show a short video and then do the details.
Right.
And here, when I say short, I mean like 5 minutes.
Right.
Which is long compared to your social media videos, but it would be short for a sales presentation. So, as an answer to a question or as a part of the presentation, those are a good way of demonstrating information. So, now you know everything there is to know about video marketing for aviation, right?
What?
Well, you already know, but we still disagree on the term. But if you have questions about aviation marketing, aviation video marketing, how and where and when and why to use your videos, other kinds of things, how to get us to help you produce videos, it's become one of our more popular products. What started out as our content marketing product, we would do articles for people every month, but a lot of people are wanting more video, and so we're incorporating that into that subscription.
Yep.
So every month they just send us what they've got. We put it together into ways that make sense. We talk about storyboarding and branding and making things work and what we need from you and how to make that look really professional and meet the objectives you have for sales and marketing. So if you'd like to talk with us about that or anything else, click the gold button on our website, schedule a consultation, and we'll talk about how to use video you have or video that you want to produce for marketing.
Talk about it. Talk to us about anything marketing oriented.
Absolutely.
See you next time.
All right. Have a great week.